but apparently Mother Nature had a different plan. It's all good scouting. I look at it as, if I look at it from a football perspective, it's scouting. It's all scouting. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Ohrmundt Simmentals. All right, it is Monday. What is it, February 3rd? We thought we had a few days, but apparently Mother Nature had a different plan because we had our first calf. Now, technically, these guys aren't due for another 9 days, 10 days. But yeah, she is good to go. It is a heifer, so Dad's upset. And 9:31, I thought for sure, watching on the cameras, I thought for sure it was 3:13. Yep, that is our lone eagle calf for the year. So we got another eagle heifer. So that's pretty cool. So we got an eagle out of a state of war high road. And Mama was pretty chill for Dad. But I was checking cameras about every half an hour. And it looked like there was a heifer that was kind of doing, we call it the happy dance, where they kind of prance around a little bit. They just feel nervous. Their back legs are they're always moving. Tail starts twitching. We call it the happy dance. I went back on the cameras at a little before 10 o'clock. And it was like, boom, there's a calf laying there. Mom's licking it, head's already up. I'm like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so she's good to go, it looks like, so far. I mean, she was up within 20 minutes. I would say Mom did a really nice job cleaning her off. It's supposed to be pretty decent tonight, weather-wise, and I think she's already sucked. So I don't think she's gonna need any kind of jacket. We're gonna have to do some we didn't think we needed to get that stuff cleaned up right away from our project, but we're gonna have to clean that up, get it moved out of there, and who knows, that girl might go all the way into the back pen. So yeah, that's awesome. Number one of the year. And eagle heifer out of a state of war. That's cool. I'll take it. Dad doesn't like it. He wanted a bull so it could be a steer, but too bad. So yeah, that girl is a little bit early. State of war is Calving's bull, and then you put another Calving's an eagle. So one equation on Calving's is gestation, and typically they tend to be a little bit shorter gestation. So not a huge deal. And rule of thumb is you always say it's like plus or minus 14 days. Typically we've seen plus or minus a week, but her being a little bit earlier than that, not really unheard of. All right, ground feed and a little corn silage for the steers. And I'm sure these guys had a good time in the snow once it stopped. But as long as Dad's got that bucket on, he's gonna try and scrape the short chute. I wanted especially over by the gates, because if you gotta move these gates back and forth, when this snow builds up, it sucks. Definitely not a job that you want to hit with any kind of speed unless you know exactly what you're bumping up against. So her legs are a little bowed, but she'll straighten out.
Ain't carrying much weight.
Come on. catch up. Come on, Mom. Come on, you get the big pen. All to yourself. There you go. Yup. So yeah, it's a few days early, but she's doing pretty darn nice. Mom's doing a really nice job. She's very attentive. And she did not like it when we had the ready heater going. We took the forms off and this is pretty green. So we're gonna wait on the Start Strong. We'll tag her, weigh her, process her, everything tomorrow. The calf jumps on right away and gets its first colostrum and is off and doing good, and like she is. We're not too concerned about giving that Start Strong right away, but we'll give it tomorrow and we'll do our normal processing with her, and yeah, she should be good to go. And really that Start Strong, again, is one, it's to get them going. It does have some energy supplementation to it, but it's also to help prevent scours and stuff like that. It's just kind of a little bit of a boost on top of Mom's colostrum. So if we had one that kind of started a little bit slow, maybe had a hard birth, slow birth, a little bit big and dumb kind of thing, then we try and get that in right away. But like this one, calf no problem, up really quick. She was eating within must have been probably an hour, and she's eating again right now, so no issues there. It's not supposed to get super cold tonight, so we'll leave it all for processing tomorrow and we'll go from there. Hey, how's it going? All right, it is Tuesday afternoon and we're gonna get feeding going pretty quick. But the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make up the tag for that calf because we do have to process her today. All right, I'm gonna have to work on writing my N's big letters, and spatial relations on the tag. What's supposed to be big, small, keep them equal. But heifer's letter was L. This year's letter is N. 931 is our cow family, and E is for eagle. So the letter of the day is E. E is for eagle. So that is just a reminder how we do our tags. I've mentioned it before that yes, I'm putting names to animals, but still the letters, that 931, the 431s, 35s, 53s, all that kind of stuff is more so how we keep track of our families, of our cow families. But I might have to bring another heater for here, because for whatever reason these guys didn't really drink any water. That was dumb. I don't know why they didn't do that. So we'll take care of that in a little bit. So Dad always gives me a little grief when I'm taking strings off of bales, because with the ice and the snow and stuff, he'll be like, oh, you ain't gonna have that problem with the net wrap. So today, being much colder than yesterday and having some fresh snow and some ice on there, I said, all right, fine, it's 2 bale night. Next bale, go get a net wrap and we'll see how it goes. other than needing to sharpen my knife. For the net wrap, I'm probably gonna have to pick up a different style knife, more of a razor blade type. Wasn't that bad. But again, that wasn't too bad as far as taking net wrap off. And that was kind of part of the experiment that I mentioned a few videos ago, is how is taking the net wrap off when it gets like this. So, I mean, the second crops are over there, so I'm not gonna go all the way over there, but you can kind of see, like, this is not bad to get at the strings. But you kind of get it a little bit in your center wraps where it starts to dig in a little bit more. Those bales aren't as bad, but there are some where I'm literally like digging the hay away because it is second crop and it's really soft, and those strings tend to stick in a little bit further. All right, so we're gonna process that heifer and just the real quick and dirty basics. Well, one, everybody gets a tag. All right, and if you remember, yellow tags go for the girls, the orange tags go for the boys. No other differentiation between bulls or steers, nothing like that. So it's mainly just yellow versus orange. And like I mentioned yesterday, everybody's gonna get start strong, especially maybe all, but we'll go through the first 2 bottles, and typically that leaves us with like 3 or 4 calves, and that's like in late April and May. Unless the weather's really, really crappy, then I'll get another bottle. Otherwise, typically it's pretty decent in April, and we don't really have to worry about what this stuff is gonna do. But this helps with getting them going. It's got probiotics, got a little energy boost, got some stuff in there to help fight scours, all that good stuff that you want. So we'll give this, it's 2 pumps. And yeah, it's worked pretty good. This is the 3rd year we're using this stuff. And then we spray the navel with some iodine. And I should have enough in there. I actually found that it was frozen. Hopefully it's still good. But what that does is it kind of sanitizes and helps dry up the navel and helps prevent any disease to come up through that really fresh and soft tissue. So those are the big reasons for that. So other than that, oh, and everybody gets weighed. Oh, I need you to go back here. That's right. That's fishing again. So the calf weighed 67 pounds, and I said I needed to do a calibration. Well, I weighed this bucket of grain with our hanging scale, weighed 20 pounds, and we're 19.8 on the scale. I'm okay with plus or minus 0.2. Hey, how's it going? All right, it is Thursday afternoon. It is a blustery day out today. We are actually pretty lucky that the wind's coming out of the west, and there is quite a bit of natural windbreak for us out of the west, so that's nice. But just coming in before we get going, checking on our calf here. She's getting a little lonely though, aren't you, kiddo? I've got our corner cleaned up enough that I was able to take an old gate, just put it in the corner. They can't come up here and rob or anything like that, but it still leaves enough space for somebody to eat in this pen. So if somebody needs to calve in here and we need to pen them up, they got a spot to eat. I did not bed it down yet, so it encourages them to still stay in the good bedded area. Oh, and I did get to listen to the Stavik sale this afternoon, at least for the most part, because I do leave work like at about 3 o'clock. So I didn't get to listen to all of it, but it was a good sale, really good animals, and the prices looked really, really good. So congratulations to Simmentals. That was a nice sale to listen to. Animals look great and prices look good. So yeah, that was a nice one. Honestly, for me, listening to that stuff, even at work, just listening to it, to me, it's relaxing. I don't know why. It just is. Like listening to the numbers, what they're going for, and all that stuff. Listening to like who they're out of, learning pedigrees and stuff like that. That's how I learned pedigrees 15 years ago or 20 years ago. Just looking at sale catalogs. Even if you're not going to buy a bull, I like looking at catalogs or listening to sales and seeing what other people are using as far as their genetics are concerned. Are they using this bull or this bull or this bull? And what do those progeny look like? What's their performance potential, especially out of these nicer, bigger operations that really have their stuff dialed in? For guys that are a little bit smaller, it's nice to see like, hey, using these bulls, these are the potential. On the bottom side, the mom side, the dam side, they still have really good genetics there. So that's still 50% of the equation. But, it's like if I'm going to buy semen to AI or somebody else has a really good bull, and they're like, oh, yeah, well, that bull over here is a half brother to that bull over there that they just sold, and that calf looked great. And all of that stuff, it's all good scouting. I look at it as, if I look at it from a football perspective, it's scouting. It's all scouting. Somebody used this bull, and this is what the results were, and what the potentials are, what the resulting EPDs, the average daily gain, and all of that stuff. It literally is scouting for me. It's no different than when I'm editing videos. I'm watching the channels that I follow, and it's not just because they have good content, but I'm also scouting. There's a view or a topic that they're using or doing. How can I relate that to our operation? Is there something a little bit different about our operation that they're talking about that is relevant and useful to other people? So honestly, it is all scouting, a lot of it. So yeah, that might be a dumb way to relate it, but honestly, I can relate so much stuff to football. It's unbelievable. That's what happens when you coach it for over 20 years. So yeah, and I started young. So, all right, I'm going to go swap out some license plates and call it a day. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Hey, happy Friday. All right, so it's actually a halfway decent day out here. All right, nice pile of fresh hay for her. That's kind of scooched back up to the manger as they start eating through it. And then a nice fresh pile for Factor. All right, so I may or may not have a problem, but, you know, that's kind of like the little bit of a geek in me, is I do like trying out new things, especially when it's a little techy and you can combine tech with farm. I mean, who doesn't like that stuff? So a friend of ours had recommended these. These are the YZ cameras. I'll show you the box in a minute. He uses them for around their house. I think they have some like to watch their kid when she sleeps and stuff like that, and I think they have some around their house too. And he really likes them, and for the price, again, they're like a $35 camera, $35 camera, all rotating. It's IP65, I believe, so can handle pretty much any outdoor weather activity that you want. The only thing it wouldn't be able to do would be get submersed in water, which is fine. Even if I had it out here, I'd probably do something. Where is that thing? Right there. Right there. Like what we do for those is kind of make like a little shelter for it. You know, just if it's downpouring or super heavy snow, it, you know, keeps it out of the way. But you know, I had the one hose safe that I mounted in there. And in there, I just have mixed feelings about it because it just seems like you're just so close to stuff. It works really well out here. This one's really nice because it's up like, that one's probably 2 feet higher, and it's the closest animal that can get to it is 5 feet away from the camera or 6 feet away from the camera that I want to look at. Mostly, I want to see them out in here, which is like 20, 30 feet away. So making the hole safe really, really nice. Inside the barn, it's not really that great right now. Like if we had like a coverall building or a pole building where I can mount it up, you know, when we had like 12-foot ceilings or something, that's a different story. Then those would probably be better. But for us in this 100-year-old barn, it's a little different. So it is this one, and it does come with a little bracket that you can mount it, so you can mount it outside. You know, it's not just for sitting on your countertop or something like that. Hey, it is Friday. We're going to call this the end of the day, end of the video. Hope you guys liked the video. Please hit that thumbs up button to help support the channel. If you guys want to share this with anybody, whoever you know that might like some of our content, kind of throw the bait out there to hook them in, bring them in, follow along. We should have another calf in a couple of days. But yeah, if you guys want to share our content, by all means, share them on your social medias so other people can see what we're doing around here. If you guys got any questions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. I know a lot of you guys aren't subscribed. Just hit the subscribe button. It is free. I'm not asking you to watch every video. I hope you do. I hope you want to. But just hit that subscribe button. That definitely supports the channel. And of course, thanks for coming along.